Hey, this is Ross with my partner Bob. We have a show called Worldview Matters.
And Ross, as you know, we believe that everything in life is somehow related to how people view the world around them.
Our show is available on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app. Also available on the web at bigbrainsmedia.com.
This is the afternoon edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Thursday, the 13th of June. I'm James Spann, getting set for some active weather this evening in the form of severe storms, so we'll focus on that. We'll start with some Skycam shots around the network this afternoon. First off, this is the view coming from Birmingham. That is looking to the southeast. It's a partly sunny afternoon so far. No rain, as expected, through the morning and early afternoon. Very similar sky coming from Gadsden. That's looking east from the tower, not too far from Nakalula Falls. And up in northwest Alabama, that's the Haleyville Skycam, the cumulus field a little deeper there. Well, you can see how the heat ridge is indeed bent down over the east thanks to this strong trough passing through. The heat bubble is centered from Texas up toward Nebraska, and also a big trough back in the Pacific Northwest. Temperatures for the second day in a row, not really as hot as forecast. Now, these were early this afternoon, and we had upper 80s and low 90s, but no mid-90s so far. But still, the air is pretty unstable, as you'll see. This is a look at the Weather Service graphic with the timing of the severe storms. They've got those things basically coming through Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anniston, the I-20 corridor about 6 o'clock, and then down below Montgomery by 9 o'clock. And that's about right. Might be a smidgen later than that. That's fairly close. Up to the north of us, we've got a PDS severe thunderstorm watch. How about that? You don't see those that often. That is a particularly dangerous situation for parts of North Carolina, Virginia, around the Tidewater, Richmond, back up toward southern Maryland, around Salisbury and Wallops Island. Those storms could produce widespread damaging straight-line winds. And down this way, we have a severe thunderstorm watch for the Tennessee Valley and Cullman County. That's basically the Huntsville County warning area until 7 o'clock Central Time tonight, and it's likely that that watch will be extended farther south with time as storms are developing pretty rapidly as I speak up around the Alabama-Tennessee border. We've got the standard slight risk for most of Alabama for this afternoon and this evening. A moderate risk where that PDS severe thunderstorm watch is up for parts of North Carolina and Virginia. And also a slight risk back to the north and west over the western high plains. Numbers are pretty high. The chance of severe weather within 25 miles of a given point in the 30% bracket over about the northern half of the state. And the main threat will be, as we've discussed for days, straight line winds and large hail. Tomorrow, slight risk of severe weather up north, and on day 3, roughly from Des Moines back over to Chicago, a chance of severe weather on Saturday. This is the rain for the next 5 days, and of course, really after today will be dry through the weekend. This is suggesting rain amounts of about a quarter to a half inch, but clearly with the heavier downpours this evening, some spots could see 1 inch just from that alone. Let's begin with a high-resolution NAM, the 4-kilometer NAM. This is valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. It's got a solid band of strong to severe storms across North Alabama at that point, roughly along the US 278 corridor, Hamilton, Cullman, Gadsden. And again, that's 5 o'clock. Those will be slipping down toward Birmingham 6 to 7 o'clock. And then this is tonight at 10. The storms are blowing through Montgomery. And they'll keep on trucking to the south. They should begin to weaken late tonight. And for those of you down in the Gulf watching this, you might have those storms between midnight and 4 or 5 o'clock, but they should be in a weakening phase at that point. This is the instability or the air buoyancy. This is the surface-based CAPE, convective available potential energy, projected for, let's see, this is OZ, that's 7 o'clock this evening. In advance of the squall line, you can see a little sliver of 5,000 joule per kilogram CAPE values up there. And that's pretty high for June. Again, that will work its way to the south with time. That's one of the reasons we think we'll have severe weather. And there is a degree of helicity. This is the storm relative helicity in the lower 3 kilometers of the atmosphere. Those are fairly high for June. And again, that's not tornado-type stuff, but that will likely support strong updrafts that will sustain themselves for a while. And this is the EHI, the Energy Helicity Index, valid this evening at 7 o'clock, and the numbers are running between 1 and 2. And finally, the wind fields at 850 millibars are basically the low-level jet. Stronger winds off to the east of here. That's where the better tornado threat will be. So chance of strong to severe storms, we'll say 4 until 9 p.m. for this part of Alabama. Main threats, damaging straight-line winds and large hail. And as we have been doing, we advise everybody to take the severe thunderstorm warnings seriously. Listen to what they say. Listen to the call to action, the text, and you'll know how that might impact you and what you need to do. Now, tomorrow, hey, we get into a drier air mass and a cooler air mass. I'll say that. The NAM is showing a high of only 86 with dew points dropping down into the mid-50s. That'll feel pretty good. The trough rotating through the upper part of the Atlantic coast, upper high. That's between Dallas-Fort Worth and Fort Smith, Arkansas, and a trough back in the northwest. But again, the day should be just gorgeous. Sunny with mid to upper 80s. Lower humidity, a nice breeze. Saturday morning could be a morning where some of the cooler pockets reach the upper 50s up in northeast Alabama. Most spots low to mid 60s. The day will be sunny, the high around 90. And pretty much the same deal on Sunday. Partly to mostly sunny. Low 90s are likely, maybe 91, 92, something like that. Now, this is Monday, and you can see the heat ridge is suppressed to the south. And you can see how we've got kind of a disturbed flow just north of here. And moisture levels rise. Monday will bring in the chance of scattered showers and storms, the better chance during the afternoon and evening hours. The high around 90. Same thing on Tuesday, a chance of scattered showers and storms. And another surface boundary dropping this way from the north. That might enhance the coverage of showers and storms at some point, maybe late Tuesday or Tuesday evening. Wednesday, the surface boundary is all the way down to near Montgomery, and if by chance this is right, we would be drier Wednesday for the northern half of the state. Highs in the upper 80s. And a week from today, heat bubble is out around Lubbock, Texas. Got broad troughing over the east, and our weather, if this is right, would be dry. Again, a sunny day, high around 90, humidity just not that bad, and we'll take that. Let's go out there toward the end of the forecast. This is June 28th. What do we see here in the land of voodoo? A little tropical system due south of Gulf Shores. And the following day, June 29th, the tropical low is near Tuscaloosa with big rains here, big tropical rains. But remember, if you're new to this, don't take this to the bank. Don't even think much about it. We're just looking for trends. Now, I understand with Andrea, the first system of the season, the GFS called it 2 weeks in advance. So something like this is certainly possible. But again, you can't go off a model run that's, 15 days in advance. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this afternoon. We'll have notes on the blog. Next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And if you can, catch us on ABC 3340 News this evening at 4, 5, 6, and 10 on the live stream or the television side. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.
Hi, I'm Steve Sample with Bama Talk. Don't miss a single episode of Bama Talk Show, available now on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app, and on the web at bigbrainsmedia.com.